Chapter 12. The birth of Nejia. The commander at Chentang Pass was Li Jing, who had devoted himself to Taoism since childhood. His master was immortal, woe-evading sage on the West Kunlun mountain, from whom he had learned some magic arts. He could ride on metal, wood, water, fire or dust, but as he was not destined to be an immortal, he was instructed to enjoy riches and power in the human world. His wife Madame Yin had given him 2 sons. The elder was called Jingjia and the younger Mujia. Now she was pregnant for the 3rd time, but was still not in labor, though 3 years and 6 months had already passed. The prolonged pregnancy made the husband and wife extremely worried. This pregnancy's been so long that the child must be either a demon or a monster. Li Jing said one day, pointing at her belly, "It's indeed inauspicious. I've worried about it day and night." Madame Yin agreed. His wife's words made him even more worried than before. Late that night, Madame Yin fell asleep and had a strange dream in which a Taoist rushed directly into their bedroom. "How dare you intrude so rudely into our bed chamber? How detestable you are!" She scolded him. "Hurry, madame, and receive this excellent baby." The Taoist called to her. Before she could say anything, the Taoist threw something at her belly. Greatly startled, she woke up in a cold sweat and quickly woke her husband. As she told him about the dream, she began to feel pains in her belly. Li Jing immediately left the room and waited in the front hall. 3.5 years of pregnancy, and the moment's here at last. Whether it's fortuitous or not still remains to be seen. He mused. But just then 2 maidservants rushed up to him. "Sir, Madame's just given birth to a demon," they cried out. Sword in hand, Li Jing rushed into the bedchamber. There he found the chamber full of red light and fragrance, and saw a fleshy ball rolling to and fro near the bed. Shocked at the sight, he moved forward and struck the fleshy ball with his sharp sword. As it split in 2, a baby boy jumped out amidst the red light. He had a white, beautiful face, wore a gold bracelet on his right wrist, and his belly was covered with a piece of red damask silk that shone with golden light. He was the reincarnation of the Pearl Spirit, disciple of Fairy Primordial. The gold bracelet was a magic weapon called the Universal Ring, and the red silk was the magic sky-muddling damask. They were both treasures from the Golden Light Cave. Li Jing was astonished to see this baby boy running about the room. He caught him and held him in his arms. He was such a lovely child that Li Jing could not believe it was a demon and slaughter it. He carried the baby to his wife, who took to him at once. Indeed, they were both delighted. The next day, his colleagues came to congratulate him on the birth of his 3rd son. When all the guests had gone, Li Jing received the unexpected news that a Taoist had requested to see him. A Taoist himself, Li Jing quickly invited the man in and offered him the seat of honor. "Master, from which holy mountain and cave do you come? What instructions would you give me?" "I'm Fairy Primordial from the Golden Light Cave on Xiangyang Mountain. I've come here to congratulate you on your new son. May I see the child?" Li Jing immediately told a maidservant to bring the baby out. Fairy Primordial held the child and looked at him over closely. "At what hour was he born?" "About 4 yesterday morning." "That's terrible." Fairy Primordial muttered. "Do you mean that we may not bring him up, master?" "Oh, no. I mean that since he was born at 4 o'clock in the morning, he's sure to break the commandment on killing." "Have you given him a name yet?" "Not yet, master." "Would you let me give him a name and take him for a disciple?" "We would only be too delighted." "How many sons do you have, General?" "3. The eldest is Jingjia, disciple of Heavenly Master of Outstanding Culture at the High Cloud Cave on the 5-Dragon Mountain. The second is Mujia, disciple of Immortal Universal Virtue at the White Crane Cave on the 9-Palace Mountain. As you would have this youngest for a disciple, please give him a name. Call him Nejia, as he's the 3rd. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you very much." Li Jing said, and ordered that a vegetarian feast be prepared for the immortal. I've got things to do at Qiangyuan Mountain, and must return there at once. The immortal declined the offer and left. One day Li Jing was sitting in his office when news arrived that 400 marquises had rebelled against the king. He issued orders to keep close watch over the pass and other strategic places and to strengthen the defense at the Wild Horse Mountain. Seasons came and went, and 7 years quickly passed. Though it was now the 5th month by the lunar calendar, and the weather was very hot, Li Jing was still training his soldiers vigorously to defend Yohun Pass against Jiang Wenhuan. Irritated by the heat, Nejia, now 7 years old, and already 6 feet tall, went to see his mother. "Mother, won't you let me stroll out beyond the pass? I daren't go there without your permission," he said. "Only if you bring a guard along, son. But you mustn't linger there too long. Return before your father does." Accompanied by a guard, Nejia went out beyond the gates of the pass. By the time they had walked about 1 li, Nejia was so hot that he could go no further. "There are shady trees ahead. Can we cool ourselves there?" he asked. The guard rushed over and, walking under the shade of the trees, immediately felt a refreshing breeze. "Master, it's really cool here," he told Nejia. Nejia happily joined him in the shade. He untied the belt around his gown and stripped to the waist. He was soon cool and comfortable. Looking around him, he caught sight of blue ripples sparkling in a nearby stream. Long, slender willow branches hung low over the water, swaying gracefully in the gentle breeze, and small waterfalls gurgled over the rocks. Nejia stood up quickly and strode over to the bank of the stream. "I got so hot on my way here that I'm bathed in a sweat. I want to have a wash in the stream," he told the guard. "Don't forget, master, that you must be home earlier than your father," the guard cautioned him. "That's no problem," Nejia replied airily and immediately took his clothes off. He sat on a rock and, dipping his sky-muddling damask into the water, wiped his body with it. This stream was the Nine Bend River, and it flowed into the East Sea. As the sky-muddling damask was a magic weapon, every time Nejia dipped it in the water, the river turned red, and when he swished it, the river shook violently until the crystal palace of the East Sea creaked and groaned. Aoguang, the Dragon King of the East Sea, was sitting in his own room when the palace began shaking violently. "As there's no earthquake, what's shaking the palace?" he hurriedly asked, and ordered Li Zhen, the Yaksha on duty, to find out the cause. When the Yaksha reached the Nine Bend River, he saw the water there had turned a bright shining red, and a young boy was dipping a red scarf in the water and wiping his body with it. "Boy, what have you got in your hand that turns the water red and rocks the crystal palace?" Li Zhen parted the waters and shouted loudly. Nejia looked up and saw a creature with a blue face, red hair, a huge mouth, and long protruding tusks, holding a large axe. "What kind of beast are you? What a wonder that you can speak!" Nejia cried in surprise. "I'm the Yaksha Sea Patrolman, and I'm here by order of my master. How dare you insult me, calling me a beast?" Li Zhen said angrily. He jumped onto the bank, raised his axe, and struck at Nejia's head. Nejia, naked and empty-handed, dodged the vicious blow, raised his universal ring, and struck Li Zhen on the head. How could the Yaksha withstand the magic weapon from Fairy Primordial? His skull broke open, and he fell dead on the river bank. "He's soiled my universal ring." Nejia laughed and began to wash it in the stream. This shook the crystal palace so violently that it nearly fell down. "What's going on? It's rocking even more violently. And Li Zhen still hasn't returned." The Dragon King was thus wondering when a dragon soldier ran up. "Your Majesty, Li Zhen the Yaksha's been killed by a young boy." Aoguang was shocked. Li Zhen was appointed by the Jade Emperor in person at the spiritual firmament hall in heaven. Who's dared to kill him? He issued an order. "Alert the dragon troops. I'll personally confront the fellow." As he spoke, Ao Bing, his third son, arrived. "Father, why are you so angry?" When Ao Guang told him the whole story, Ao Bing said, "You may rest at ease, father. I'll go and catch the criminal for you." Mounted on his water-parting monster, Ao Bing took a lance and led the dragon soldiers out of the Crystal Palace. As the water parted before them, mighty waves rose as high as mountains and crashed onto the shore, flooding the low-lying land. Nija was standing there watching the flood when he saw a man in full battle array surface on a marine beast. The man was armed with a lance and displayed valiant bearing. "Who is it that killed Li Zhen, the Yaksha Sea patrolman?" the man demanded. "It was me," Nija answered frankly. "Who are you?" Ao Bing asked. "I'm the third son of Commander Li Jing of Qintang Pass. My father's the head of this district. My coming here to bathe in the river had nothing to do with Li Zhen, yet he swore at me and acted rudely. Naturally, I killed him." "You damned scoundrel!" swore the third prince, growing angry. Li Zhen was appointed to his post by the Jade Emperor. "How dare you beat him to death and then spout such nonsense?" He raised his lance and ran at Nija. Having no weapon, Nija ducked out of the way. "Wait a moment. Tell me who you are," he called to the Dragon Prince. "I'm the third son of Ao Guang, Dragon King of the East Sea. My name's Ao Bing." Nija burst into laughter. "Oh, so you're a son of Ao Guang. Don't be so proud. Should you annoy me further, I'll drag out your old loach of a father and skin him alive. You damned scoundrel. You've gone too far this time." The Dragon Prince roared and lunged at Nija again.